What's up, everybody? It is we did it. John Maher, Aaron Brooks at the finale of Cape Fear. But before we get into it, how you feeling, Aaron?
Yeah, I'm excited to be here today. The Cape Fear noise has spread at this point. There's our boy Javi right there.
Always every scene just fucked up.
Look at his sweet little face, though.
But really ended up loving Max by the end of this series. Didn't expect to say that, but I did. I think I'm Team Max by the end of everything if I had to be a team. But yeah, this show got weird. It started somewhat like normal because they're setting up a story we already kind of knew with a few changes here or there. But I feel like after a lot of changes as we go to modernize it, I guess. Whether that worked or not, besides maybe the 60s Cape Fear, none of the Cape Fears have been the 90s Cape Fear wasn't great. Let's be honest. It was a very well done bad movie.
It was a performance driven movie with it was okay, pretty good. It was
a B movie. It was a well executed B movie. It was a disaster piece. This is just leaning way more into the disaster part and more like pieces by the end of it. Because there's things forgotten about. There's things
go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much really the last point, and then you can take your kind of opening thoughts. Is I feel like once Zach ate the toe, we really lost our way because
that's so early on.
I know, and that's like episode 2 or 3. I think that's when the show really loses track of what is going on, and where you start to, I think, notice that while there was a showrunner, Nick Ancosta, I don't know if he was writing all the episodes, and it feels like one of those situations where you had too many cooks.
I feel like, was there ever any talk of this being more than one season?
I don't know.
Because some I feel like not since one of my favorite shows have I seen a show accelerate so hard and so recklessly and then have to slam on the brakes to resolve everything in the last episode and a half since Banshee, because Banshee was one of my favorite shows on TV, and then in season 4 it's we gotta wrap this shit up, and everything just wraps up so quick.
At least that was multiple seasons. This is a show where I think halfway through the season they realized that they weren't going to be able to fulfill all their ambitions. I think there was at some point, I'm forgetting and I apologize if you're looking for a comprehensive breakdown of Cape Fear, you need to go somewhere else. This is a discussion piece.
Yes.
I don't remember. I believe there was a dead girl that at some point they just ignore, like a Melissa or something. Was there a dead blonde?
That's a flashback. That was a flashback.
Oh, so they didn't just totally abandon that. There was so many flashbacks within flashbacks.
That's actually kind of resolved in the last 2 episodes. That is a woman who because Max just had sex with everybody. Nobody said no to Max. Max put it in everybody. So Melissa was a woman that lived in that holler, where he and Ron Perlman are from, and he apparently impregnated her, and the kid who's Ron Perlman's helper is the son, but Crystal, Sam's sister, went crazy. Yes, Luke went crazy and killed her and framed Max, but took the baby. That's why the baby had the scar, because when she cut him out of the mother, she cut the baby, but somehow she was well with enough to save the baby and raise him as her nephew brother.
Right. And this is where I can't fully call this show shit. Because this is some insane melodramatic Southern Gothic, Southern justice, swamp law, whatever you want. Yes, it's so bad, but I don't think it's so bad it's bad. I'm not willing to say
no. I came out the other end they kind of did it. And I respected the effort. Is it inconsistent? Oh, hell yeah. Because there's either the police there's too many police or there's no police. It's I sure could use the police officer right now, and they're never around. The amount of shit that goes on in Cape Fear in this show, and there's never, it's people are getting shot and chopped up, and people are set on fire.
people are poorly hiding guns. Like when he's hiding the Glock, Patrick Wilson's character, he just puts it in like the laundry. And as like a prosecuting attorney, one of the best like in the world, he's supposed to be. You'd think he'd be like, okay, there's a gun registry. I bought this gun. There's a record of it. Like the guns I'm turning in, none of them match the bullets that were fired. Let me just hide it in my hamper like I'm hiding my weed pipe from my mom, which she also found that and made me smash it. So that didn't work either. But I'm not a prosecuting attorney married to one of the best defense attorneys who's like part of this society that like helps free people from jail. Like that's brought up early on. Like they're like freeing falsely in prison.
It's like the Innocence Project. Yeah.
Yeah. When she does that. And I did love how this show starts with a confrontation at a public speaking event with Amy Adams being the one confronted and not being able to hide. And it ends with Max in front of a crowd.
I love how she's able to just walk up to him. I know she has the speaker to play the audio file.
the biggest weapon in the world, the Bluetooth speaker.
But she also had some way to like hijack his presentation screen behind him.
Yes, she knew that there was going to be a very long PowerPoint presentation because she knows that Max read a lot of PowerPoint books in prison. As he was reading about law, he was mixing it in with PowerPoint for Dummies. Like I'm just disappointed he didn't do the Tommy gun machine gun sound to the letters coming out for any slide, where it's like, we all like love that.
There's just so many like batshit like just like scenes that you have to just
everything with Zach after he becomes possessed is so crazy.
Zach is so crazy that he's able to be given a drug where you could just rewrite his memory at any point in time. It's like, we're going to give you a shot and you're a chicken. And we're going to give you a shot and you're a robot.
And you're eating your toe. You think it's a carrot. Like, that's crazy. And then there's the daughter. And then there's the daughter who like...
Where do her allegiances lie?
Whose side are you on, not Maggie Gyllenhaal? Like, seriously, who do you think you are?
I think my all-time favorite shot is like after everything goes to shit, she like exposes Max. Max escapes from police custody, and Zach is just looking out the second-story window, and Max jumps off the roof onto him, and it cuts, and then Max is in the house.
Yes.
How do you do that?
Defying gravity. Max defying gravity, defying what it is to be a quasi-father to Zach. Is he Zach's father? Did they answer that? No. It's ambiguous. I'm going to say he is, because only a father could pull off that maneuver with their son. Like, that just is the only explanation.
Yeah, they imply Max is the father of every character.
It's really, Cape Fear, he's like Wilt Chamberlain is with the NBA at this point. They're like 20% of NBA players have Wilt Chamberlain's DNA in them. Max Cady is that from Cape Fear. Like, is. Yeah, good for Max. I mean, just one more time looking at that sweet little face. Javier Bardem is innocent of all charges. Like, he is fantastic in this. But he's not just fantastic in this, because if he was just putting on an amazing performance that didn't match with the show, it would be almost distracting. But he puts on a great bad performance, like to match everybody else in this, because he's like, well, Amy Adams can't do a Southern accent, and she thinks she can. Patrick Wilson kind of can, and so that worked. But Patrick Wilson once in a while would just really throw it on. Like, and it's just like there's so many times in the show I just wanted to pause it after a line delivery and like write down, this is my favorite line.
I think my MVPs are
let's go fishing, Paul. Zach coming in like at one point, he's like, fishing, Paul.
Yeah, like, two minor characters are my MVPs. I love Ron Perlman just showing up as like a nearsighted, abusive, like holler runner. He has the kid in a cage. He punishes the kid by putting him in a crate.
Yeah, he dies in a crate.
Yeah, and then absolute MVP, the person who like does dirty to everybody and just escapes scot-free. Amy Adams' father, Ted Levine.
Yes,
he just wants to see his grandkids. He's like a hardened criminal. He just wants to see his grandkids. She like forces him to like plant drugs in Max's house. Max gets hauled off to jail, but Max's dog attacks him. So now he's all fucked up in his house, and he's like, fuck, I'm gonna get found out. Oh shit. But I just want to see my kids. I want to see Pixar films. And then she's like, oh, you got to get the fuck out of here. You got to go. So she fucks him over.
And he fucks them.
But then she gives him $100,000. And then he turns right around and like, I did it. My daughter made me put the evidence in this house. And all the crocodile tears. I'm like, Ted Levine is still fucking awesome. What I would just say is like, my final word. If this was curious to you at all and you've been putting off watching Cape Fear, you need to clear your calendar. Get all your friends who also are morbidly curious but have been putting off watching Cape Fear. Go to your local beer distributor, liquor store, stock up, get fucked up, and watch all 10 episodes. Like you will. It is the greatest roller coaster.
I can't imagine this as a binge. I'm sure as a binge, like
you have to.
Yeah, that's the only way. You can't watch this week to week like we did. It's not. No. It's not made for week to week television. It's made to be consumed irresponsibly.
Make sure everyone there has not seen it. Yeah, everyone has to have not seen it. Do not bring someone who has seen it.
So we're not invited. But yeah, no, like kind of my final thoughts. They're along the same lines. Like I've been seeing a lot of people calling it disappointing and stuff, and I am not disappointed at all. I felt like I would be disappointed, and then I wound up not being disappointed. Yes. No, the middle was a bit of there was some shaky points, but also the middle had the acid drinking water, like person to person. Where it's like so obviously like all of a sudden they're all in jail and rehab, like just like in the blink of an eye, everybody is like locked away. I was like, is this show just gonna end with everybody locked up? Like
there's a whole juvenile detention arc that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, Orange is the New Black pops in for an episode or two. Yeah. No, this was a good time. It is not one of the best shows of the year, but it's a great time and honestly not the worst show we've talked about.
Let's just rate the season as a whole then. I'm like hemming and hawing on my rating. You're right. This is not the best show of the year. I got to say, just boldness alone and sticking the landing, I have to round it up from a 3.5 to a 4. Like all told.
Yeah. Like, I think I gotta agree with you, man, because for one, I always judge a TV show by how quickly I watch it when it's released. Like if I'm watching it as it's released, like that's probably a 4.5 or a 5. If I'm watching the day it's released, it's 4 to a 4.5. I didn't make it past a weekend without one of these episodes. I kind of had to bother you on a couple episodes and be like, yo, you got to catch back up. But you were never upset once you did. Yeah. It's a
the messages we had with each other, which is like, yo, what the fuck?
Yes.
This is hype this week. This is crazy.
Which takes a lot for us to say. Like, especially John, the host of Versus. Like, he's like seen some shit. So I haven't seen as much as John. I still have time. But it's like at the same point, like, what the fuck were they thinking? It's crazy. And not that this is a horror show. This is better than Presumed Innocence, which is another show that was like a remake of a 90s movie with Jake Gyllenhaal. Presumed Innocence is getting a second season. So leave it how it is. Cape Fear, not that I have to convince anybody. It's probably going to be a one and done. Leave it one and done, please.
They left it open for a second season, though, because at the very end, they're obviously in the movie, Max Cady drowns. Now they're going to drown him. And then they decide, you know what? Let's let him rot in jail. And they pull him out of the water. And then they go right back to normal. It's like, let's have a fucking barbecue. But then Amy Adams goes. And then it has that weird psychedelic thing. It's like,
can you imagine a second season of this?
I have no idea what they would do. Like it would have to be like Manhunter type shit where Max Cady is in jail and he's like helping her get somebody else.
I hope that comes, but yeah, we've talked about this longer than I realized, but it's if nothing else interesting.
All right. Well, if you made this far in the video, like, comment, subscribe, share, go to the Facebook group at Why We Love Horror. Check out our Letterboxd challenge right there. Watch stuff with us. You can actually rate Cape Fear on Letterboxd because that does mean it's a limited series. I don't think it's coming back. As far as Letterboxd is concerned, you can rate it there. You can drop us a line at JWMaher@gmail.com. I think I'm gonna. And that's it. So next time we have a TV show to watch, which could be soon, could be a long time, we will be back for Why We Love Horror TV. We'll see you then.